Dixie, you had the opportunity last year to attend the Chasing God conference. Will you share with us your experience?
Yes, I experienced women actually coming together and putting aside the way we live our lives every day. See, we all come with our own experiences, and from the ground up, most of us are taught to compete with other women. We compete for bodies that are, when you look at them in magazines, they're photoshopped. We compete for men when God is going to give us the man that's going to come to us anyway. We compete for better or smarter children, and none of that we need to be worrying about. God's going to provide everything that we need, and we're chasing an illusion. We need to be chasing what's real. We need to be chasing what's God, and that's what Chasing God brought to me last year.
Kelly, being a pastor's wife and a godly woman, I'm sure you've had the opportunity to attend many women's conferences. Would you share with us how you can compare Chasing God to others that you have attended?
Absolutely. Over the years, I have attended numerous on different scales, even in this, not only in this country, but in other countries as well. But the question I always ask myself, or the takeaway, is when I sit there and I hear these powerhouses and just such a blessing. And I think, but do they really see me? And the difference to me with Chasing God is the fact that it is here in my own world, in my community. And matter of fact, just the other day I encountered a lady that I had gone by her house to collect a bill that they wanted to pay, and somehow church got brought up, and I invited her to the north side, and she goes, "Oh, Chasing God."
It was an important event to me because I was new here to this church and hadn't joined yet, and this looked intriguing to me. What I experienced was an extremely well-planned and well-executed event down to the most minute detail. It reinforced for me the fact that in the scriptures, Jesus says he never leaves us or forsakes us, that he's right here with us. So what I had to do introspectively is to find out what I'm chasing.
David, I know people are going to immediately look at this and go, okay, this is a women's conference. What is David Luther doing here? But you have taken on the responsibility of being the coordinator of the men's prayer team, and you did this last year also. And not many of the women may realize that we have a men's team praying for us continuously during the conference. But would you share with us some of the biggest surprises of the prayer cards that you received last year during the conference?
The biggest surprise was the number of prayer cards that continued to come in throughout the conference. That was an indicator to me that God was reaching each of these women at a different level and at different times.
Jordan, being a college student today, I can't imagine. It must be really hard. Tell me why you feel like that a Chasing God conference is so important to the younger generation.
With the transition of going from high school into college, we're faced with struggles and influences and just the world of who we're supposed to be, how we're supposed to get there, and what it's supposed to look like. And with that comes things that we often chase, and things that we shouldn't be even chasing, that we think we should have, but we really shouldn't, and it's not in God's eyes. And I feel with like this conference, it's able for us to get right where we need to be and actually say, okay, this is where I belong, this is who I'm supposed to be, and this is what God wants for me.
I think one of the biggest things that I was impressed with the conference was the Q&A time. I really enjoyed seeing that the leaders were willing to be authentic up there. Instead of just telling their story like in a sermon, they actually let women in.
I think the difference was that when they came, they saw women who were just like them, women that they could relate to, women that they could share with, they could laugh and cry with, women they could be open with and real, and women who were so deeply in love with Christ that they saw these ladies through the eyes of Christ.
Well, this year it's on Hebrews 11:6. God says it's impossible to please Him without faith, and you can't bring your questions and your problems and your issues to Him without believing who He is. And if we will earnestly pursue Him, chase Him, He will bless us. And we want the women in this community to know that there's hope, that there's joy, that there's a relationship out there that's real, and that they can be healed, that they can truly walk in forgiveness, in light, in comfort, and know that God's got it. He's got it. And there's a world of people out there, Deb, that don't know that they might even go to church every Sunday, but they haven't connected that dot, and we want them to believe that, because our worth is in Christ. It's not in what we're doing. I believe, Deb, that there's a little girl inside of every one of us that has a balloon that they're trying to grab. And sometimes the balloon is good. Sometimes it's they're trying to grab faith, or they're trying to grab healing. But sometimes those balloons are not good, and they need to let them go. And they're stupid decisions. They're the balloon of unworthiness, and they're not beautiful, and they've done too much that they can't be healed or forgiven. And those are the balloons that they need to release. So even in our logo, the little girl who's chasing the balloon, we want the women to grab and hold on to the balloon of truth. That Christ came, sinless life, died on that cross so that we could be forgiven, but not just forgiven and go to heaven, that we could have a relationship right now with Him, and they can take that back and put that in their lives. So that's what Chasing God's going to be about this year. Lisa Harper is going to be our keynote speaker. I'm going to speak on Friday night, and it's going to be awesome. Our worship, our hospitality, the backroom scenes that you won't even see, all are going to come together, and women are going to see Christ in a new and different and exciting way. And we want you there. August 28th and 29th, be there, because we love you.